And happy January 28th, 2023. Boy, you got to remember, you got to stop for like the first month of the year and remember to say 2023. I'm Willie. Thank you for being here. I do really appreciate each and every one of you. Without the viewers, there's no reason to do this because I could record videos and keep them in a private repository myself, but this is all for all of you. If you need IT consulting, reach out at williehowe.com. If you just need to, talk about something that you're looking for, I do respond to a lot of the messages. Either I do or a couple other folks that are involved in the business do. All right, let's take a look at the comments. Good morning, Ryan, Richard, CH, Dave Robertson, Gina Ward. Tony says, morning, Willie, listening at the gym. And there's my mom, Denise. So, yeah, and everyone over here is getting sick. We've all got the sniffles. And I got 2 kids living on NyQuil at the moment. Not like literally, but... So, it was rough getting out of bed this morning. Pi Wozniak, good morning. Rashid, good morning. Brian Coates, good morning. So, I've been getting asked a lot if I'm going to do a video, on the Cloudflare tunnels. People keep asking me that. And I am probably not going to do a video on it, but I'll tell you, Tony with Quick Tech Solutions did an excellent video on the Cloudflare tunnels, and I've left the link to that video down in the description. So if you want to set up that secure tunneling from Cloudflare to your home lab, your home network, or whatever, go follow Tony's link. He does an excellent job. Good morning, Joe. A video about Synology. Yeah, I will be doing some Synology videos, the business backup videos, you bet. Good morning, Ryan. So, excuse me. I've if you watch some of the videos, the the last Unify Connect video, you know that I am messing with my my camera views, trying to get all that set up. So I've got this camera view, which is from the side. Oh yeah, you can see there's my Greek yogurt container. Here's a Trader Joe's winter wheat bourbon. Here's a glass that I drank out of. Over there, you can see the dry erase board. Up there is when I won the social media contest from Ubiquiti Networks. I keep that up there. That's a camera with a mic. See the lights up there. You see shelving over there. And then I got the 2 cam view. So, yeah, I'm working on just making things a little bit more dynamic. I would like to get my Canon cameras working properly with Linux. But I don't know if that is going to be a thing. I need, excuse me, I think I'm going to need some help from Joe Trelli. I did follow a couple guides online to get the Canon working with Linux, but the quality is just not there. The Logitech webcams in Linux are outperforming the Canon camera. So I don't know if I need to go back to Windows, or I really don't want to go back to Windows because my editing workflow and everything has just been fantastic since getting this setup going. So over to the comments. Tech for Fun says, I only clicked because of the cute girl. Then I see this. And then Learn Blue Iris says, joined from the wrong channel, LOL. Yeah, check out Learn Blue Iris. Tech for Fun is a mod here. Could add the link to the channel. But hey, Tony, no problem. You put a lot of work into that video, and it's an excellent video. And for that, I don't feel that I'm going to be recreating the wheel. Pi Wozniak says, Willie, you look more and more like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. So I am going to trim the beard. The beard, it does need to be trimmed up a little bit. So that I'm going to work on that. But the thing is, you got to be really careful because one slip, then you mess your entire beard up, then you just got to shave it down. And I don't want to shave it completely down. Dave says, how do you like the GWN switches now that you have one to play with? I love the GWN switches, and I'm working on, a video series. And hopefully the first video will be released this week. So, good morning, DJ Ware. Alonzo, good morning. William Kuhn, good morning from a chilly North Florida. Probably still warmer than it is here. It's snowing, all that good stuff. So go ahead and ask all your tech-related questions. I don't have an agenda for this morning. So I do have somebody that has an Edge router that I have to ping them, deliver to config late last night, and just need to make sure that everything is working properly. So make sure you're asking your questions in the chat. And while you all are doing that, I'm going to pull up, let's see, Tony. I'm going to pull up Tony's channel. Why is it not coming up here? That's interesting. It's like his channel's hidden from my... All right, so let me make sure. All right, so Tony's been working on his thumbnails, and you can see several of us have been working on our thumbnails. I'm not quite ready for me to be the main subject of my thumbnails, but Tony's doing a great job, and I love this thumbnail. The video is only 11 minutes long. It's short, sweet, to the point, not a lot of fluff. And so I'm going to mute this. But Tony goes through it step by step, talks about the what, when, the why, how to purchase a domain if you need one, all those good things. So make sure you go over and check it out. Oh, this is new. The chapters over here on the right. That's pretty sweet. And I'm assuming, let me look at the video, that Tony put the chapters in himself. It's not auto chapters. So YouTube does have a thing where they will do auto chapters, but I don't know how well it works. But yeah, go check it out, because this topic is trending in the tech circles. So go check that out. Brent, good morning from Arizona. Let's see. Gina, any thoughts on the Grandstream cloud management? Yeah, they did a heck of an update, gwn.cloud. If you look at my video, and then they've done an update since I released the video about gwn.cloud. So there's even a newer update. I may have to cut this short. Good morning, admin engineer. Tony says, still thinking about how we can capture what we talked about this week with the video phones. So I have a Grandstream GXV 3350. And it's an executive looking, It's an executive looking phone from Grandstream. You can put the sidecar on it on the back. Has an HDMI out to go to a monitor or a TV. And Tony and I ran through the exercise of getting video calls working. And there's several moving pieces, and not every one place has the documentation. So between Tony and I, we are going to have the documentation for everybody out there on how to get it working properly. Tony, one thing we could do, I think that the Elgato, there's an Elgato USB HDMI capture. And I think that I could use that on this side, because I don't have the Stream Deck, the ATEM. I don't have the ATEM ready to rock yet. But I think you could probably take HDMI out from that phone, run it into your ATEM, and capture it that way. And I could use the Elgato USB to HDMI capture card and do it on my Linux box, I think. So thank you, Tech for Fun, for putting the link out there for Tony's channel. Can you put a link out there for Learn Blue Iris? So we are passing all of our Blue Iris leads off to Learn Blue Iris now. So if you have Blue Iris needs, you can reach out and we can get you in touch and make that connection. Gina says, saw the Cloudflare video this morning. Good pointers and very informative. Absolutely. It was a great video. DJ Ware says, haven't had much success with auto chapters, but I'm probably doing... I haven't had much success with auto chapters either. Ryan says, had to do data recovery on my Cloud Key SD card the other day because guess who didn't do backups of the backups? That's unfortunate. Which Cloud Key are you running, Ryan? Morning, Cody. So, let's see what's going on over in the world of Ubiquiti. Let me make sure that I'm not logged into a place that you're not supposed to see. Let's go to the store. Let's see what's going on at the Ubiquiti store. Because a lot of this stuff we can talk about. Let's see here. All right, what's going on over in EA? G5 Pro, G5 Flex. Oh, the Theta's in stock. $300. And I think this has the, to do the license plate capture, I'm going to do a video on that at some point. But to do the license plate capture, you have to have an AI, one of the AI cameras. And the three AI cameras are the AI Bullet, the AI Theta, and this other massive, the camera AI DSLR. It does not work with any of the other cameras. So this is an interesting device, UISP Power Pro. I'm not going to get too much into it, just kind of seeing what's new out there. I thought that this was interesting, that they've got their own door lock relay cable. Hopefully they don't have the problems with that they have with the first run of Tough Cable. They now have pocket key fobs, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know if anybody's talked about those or not. Let's see. Now, the other thing is some of the other cameras went, if we go to protect, let's see. So the G5 Bullet and the G5 Dome are now general release. They are no longer early access. And you can see as soon as that announcement was made, they sold out. So I think I need to do a side-by-side comparison of the G5 and the G4 as far as functionality and things like that. I do find it interesting that the G4 Bullet is $199 and the G5 Bullet is $129. I wonder if that's a mistake and that'll get fixed. You never know. You never know. People were very upset when the prices went up on the G3 Instant and the G4 Instant, because I think one of these was like $29, $39, something like that, and then went to $79 or $99. I don't know. The thing is, I have a customer who is using Access, and oh, there's your starter kit back in stock. I have a customer who's using this. They're in Wisconsin. We only did the consulting side. We didn't install the Access starter kit. This customer had decided that they wanted Access, and so that's fine. We're going to support it, but had signed up for UID, and then they got their bill for UID, and it was $5,000. So now we're going to go back to regular Access. So, Let's see. Ryan says the OG Long Boy Cloud Key need a different solution. I have 2 virtual hosts after all. Yeah, so I just did a recovery for somebody the other night on a G1 Cloud Key and then told him to go out and run it over in the parking lot. Yeah, I knew I was in EA. Let's see. So, yeah, so the UID bill that that customer received for $5,000. But here's the thing, right? Everybody wants Ubiquiti to put out all this hardware. But you're not buying new hardware every year to keep Ubiquiti in business. Nobody's doing that. Nobody is consistently buying new hardware every year. I mean, I've got a UDM that I'm running. I have clients that are running UDM Pros that they've had for several years. So at some point, Ubiquiti has to have some sort of an income stream that is recurring to stay in business, to be able to sell you a Wi-Fi 6E access point for $279 with no monthly fees. So they've got to figure out, how do we make money? And everybody who's complaining because of some of this stuff, nothing's free, man. Like, it's business. It takes money to run a business. It takes money to pay these engineers to keep engineering these solutions and to keep pushing the limits of what technology is going to allow us to do. So at some point, Ubiquiti has to have recurring revenue that they can forecast on. And that's the thing too about Cloudflare. And I asked Tony about that. I was like, how long is Cloudflare, now that this thing is catching on like wildfire, how long is Cloudflare going to be able to sustain to do all this free tunneling? Now, there are some caveats. If you listen to Tony's video, you've got a file upload size limit of 100 meg. But you know, how long and how much traffic is Cloudflare going to be able to sustain before they have to pull the lever and start charging? At some point, they're going to have to do that. Because I use Cloudflare, I use a Cloudflare web app firewall for several sites, and in my opinion, it's too cheap. They did just raise the price, but it's very, very inexpensive, and they did raise the price. So, but how long can they keep some of these services free? We'll see. Learn Blue Iris asks, what Linux distro are you running? I've been testing Pop! OS. So this is Pop! OS, but Learn Blue Iris, your wheelhouse, your niche that you're in, only runs on Windows. So I would think you would probably stick with Windows. Jim the IT guy says, stop talking sense, Willie. UI must be cheap and last forever. Yeah, it's the same thing. Look at, let me pull this up here. Grandstream Remote Connect. You know, it's the same thing that Grandstream has done with Remote Connect. So they was in beta for what, almost 2 years, and it was free for almost 2 years. They were working out the bugs. But you can connect to your PBX remotely. You don't have to punch holes in your firewall. You can do all these things. This is not free. The infrastructure that they're running this on, the services that they're running this on, it's not free. And we are selling phone systems. We are selling access points. But you don't replace them every year. So Grandstream has to make money. I'm not upset with this at all. In fact, I think to have 50 registered remote devices users, right? So whether that's Wave devices, regular handsets, and there's actually nothing that says you have to use a Grandstream device with this, because you get a URL and a user ID and password, right? So you could theoretically use any device that you want. It doesn't have to be Grandstream. You get 8 concurrent calls, and caller and callee lines are counted separately. As long as the caller or callee party uses the UCM remote server address, it is counted as a remote call separately. Trunk is also counted as a caller. So there's some caveats, but it's unlimited. you get you to use the soft phone automatic blah, blah, blah. So you don't have VPNs for this. It does have API, third-party plugins, WebRTC trunks. They even have a free version. They limit you to 20 minutes per call, right? That's the first one's always free, right? That's how the dealers get you. The first one's always free. Take a bump. And that's what Ubiquiti did with UID, right? It's the same thing. But I mean, we even have people who are buying the Pro model of this, and what Grandstream did to incentivize the resellers is when you buy a UCM, you can only activate Remote Connect. These larger ones, you can only activate these through the company that you bought your UCM through. But I mean, this is so inexpensive. If I've got 100 remote devices, $300 a year, it's my PBX can now sit anywhere. So now I can have my PBX in a data center, and I think you're going to see this get more exciting very soon. I got to tell you right now, what I pay for a virtual instance of Grandstream UCM that I can run anywhere I want on my own hardware, you bet ya. And I would pay the full hardware price. And I personally, I hope Grandstream's not listening to this, but I would pay a nominal yearly fee to be able to run that UCM instance wherever I want, right? So my point is, these companies have to make money. We all love the products that these companies put out. Synology has done the same thing. QNAP has done the same thing. Ingenious is doing the same thing. The hardware sales are only taking these companies so far. So if you don't want to use their services, don't. But those services are going to help ensure that we have access to reasonably priced hardware going forward. All right, back over to the comments. Let's see. Tony with QuickTech says, I played with Pop! OS last year. I really like the Mac-like feel. Pop! OS just works. Like, I had the NVIDIA. I was able to enable the NVIDIA drivers directly from System 76 to get my NVIDIA graphics card working properly. It was fantastic. It lets me know that there's updates, and it just works. Brian Coates says, what would you recommend to replace the first-gen Cloud Key, maintaining a few presently and some controllers on Windows? So you could build your own centralized controller or throw Cloud Key Gen 2 Plus in. That's what I would do. Jim the IT guy says, log me in, did it, and pulled the rug out from everyone who was using it. Log me in, I think they also bought, wasn't it Log Me In that bought Jive? And I think it was Log Me In. Somebody correct me in the comments. But I think it was Log Me In that bought Jive, and that's Go to Connect or something like that. But we've been switching a lot of people from that old Jive platform, which I think is Go to Voice. Well, I don't know the name of it. But anyway, the billing is separate, and it's a mess, right? So we've been pulling people off there. There's quality of service issues, all kinds of stuff. Learn Blue Iris asks, Cloudflare tunnels will shut down for streaming video like Blue Iris. So they do have some limiters built in. But at some point, they're still going to have to, they're going to have to pull the lever. Ryan Sharp says, WireGuard for the win. Learn Blue Iris says, yeah, I am testing Pop! OS to eventually move away from Mac for my daily driver, but I use Final Cut Pro. So you can get DaVinci Resolve, or you could upgrade to the paid version of DaVinci Resolve. So DaVinci Resolve will run on Pop! OS. I have it downloaded, but I've set up my workflow in OBS where I can come in here, sit down, and record a video and not have to touch it in post. And that has been working out really well, especially for some of the video series that I want to do, having to set everything up and then edit in post. So I am setting up my Stream Deck with multiple buttons, familiarizing myself with the location. so that I can do all these things without having to edit in post. If I could just get my higher quality camera working with OBS, it would be game over. So let's see. Unky Joe says, Unify, smile. Open VPN for the win for me. Yeah, so we're moving to VPNs that have easy to use multi-factor authentication. Those of you who have not had a talk with your insurance company yet, you're going to, and you're going to soon. And the cost of your premium, or even being able to get a premium, is going to be based on your ability to navigate the cybersecurity requirements. And so you can do MFA with OpenSense, with their OpenVPN. I've got a couple clients I've set that up for. You can do MFA with the L2TP VPN, with Ubiquiti, and with other vendors. The problem is on the client, it's for people who are tech savvy, it's not an issue, right? Because I'm going to tell Unky Joe, for example, okay, Unky Joe, we've set up your VPN, your L2TP, and it's got MFA. And this is what you're going to do. You've got your MFA app, and you're going to put in your username and your password. And then after your password, you're going to put your MFA code. And so, first of all, you can't see the MFA code. Unky Joe is going to be able to do this. Someone who is not technically inclined is likely going to be confused by and I have the customer that is running this has told me that he gets calls because users forget where that MFA code goes. So there are other VPN solutions that provide the MFA, and you can authenticate against everything. I could probably hook a Barracuda Networks VPN device to a box of dirt and authenticate against it. The devices are beautiful. Let's see. Gibby says, good morning, everyone. Nothing like getting a network down call at 4 a.m. this morning. Yeah, that sucks. So, WireGuard's okay. It's okay. It's just not my first go-to at the moment, because we're looking at compliance side of things and having to have multi-factor authentication and making sure that we're doing security properly. Some of these things that we used to do aren't meeting the litmus test, and I'm so into the weeds with security at the moment that's top of mind. Tony says, DaVinci Resolve is awesome. I used the free version and haven't scratched the surface of its powers. Yeah, I need to get it installed and play with it. So we'll see what happens. Learn Blue Iris says, what is the best way to have a shared folder with Synology with someone outside your network? Quick Connect file transfer seems very slow on large file transfers, and sharing a folder doesn't allow uploads. So what I would do is I would use DDNS, and I would use a non-standard port. So I wouldn't use 5001. I'd use something else. And I would set that user up with I would set that person up with a user on my Synology, and I would enforce MFA, and I would just expose it to the internet. That's what I would do. Unky Joe says that I underestimate his stupidity. Well, I don't know about that. But Unky Joe says DaVinci for the win, using it over 3+ years. Yeah, and I think that's a Blackmagic product too. My voice is about gone here. All right, on that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. If you need anything, make sure that you are reaching out at williehowe.com. Shoot me an email. If you've got me on Signal, you can signal me. Stay warm. Be awesome. And the red phone, we'll do a contest one day to see if anybody can call in and get the red phone to ring. I'm also going to hook up the Algo SIP strobe to flash at the same time that the red phone rings. So that'll be coming soon. And if you need anything, reach out. Otherwise, be awesome.